Welcome back to my Zone 3A container garden in an industrial area. It is July 23rd. I'm going to go over a few ideas for next year. This is the beginning. When you walk around the corner, this is the first thing you see. I wanted big and showy this year. I thought the eggplants would do that. They did not. I'm thinking add at least 2 more bins up here in the for the spring, and grow corn at this end this year. I estimate I can fit 6 more bins along here, but at least 2. And planting corn on this end, that way when you walk around the corner it's big and showy. As you can see, the corn down there is big and showy. Eggplants have done nothing. I pulled out the peas. The leeks are going to start taking off now that I pulled the peas. Onions are doing great. Nothing much to say about those. Peppers. Next year I am not doing 4 beds of peppers. I may do 1 bed of peppers, and I may just buy them from the nursery when they come in. I will probably start some sort of pepper in the spring though, indoors, just in case they don't come into the nurseries. Volunteer sunflower is doing amazing, obviously. Celery, I might just do a whole bed of celery next year, not these mixed beds. These beds are too small to do mixes in. The parsnip from last year flowering, I might harvest some seeds from that. Sunflowers, I may do a whole bed of sunflowers next year, but I may do it at the very end. Carrots, doing great. Another disappointing bed of peppers. Lots of flowers, no peppers. Red shallots, I believe, are pretty much ready to harvest. If you can see down there, shallots don't get that big, and those are pretty big shallots. Focus. So, should be able to harvest some of them soon. The weed bed is doing great. I'm probably going to put in 2 beds, or make it 2 beds next year. So this bed and another one somewhere else. I will use seeds from these poppy heads to seed the new bed. Look at that. Oh, that's in focus. It's bright out here. Potatoes, doing fine. I can reach down into here and grab a potato out of the straw. Not going to do it right now. It's still attached to the plant. And these ones, planted on May 21st. It says about 70 days. That puts it at the beginning of August. So I think beginning of August I might try to harvest some of these. These are the Warbas. These are the red Pontiac. They seem to be doing the best. This is another red variety called Viking. It's doing amazing as well. Yukon Gold, looking kind of shabby, but kind of came back a little bit. You can see there is still a little bit of, get out of the shadow there, still a little bit of like leaf rot or whatever's going on there, but not as bad as it was. These are the Pontiac again, and the russets. These are the only peppers that are actually doing anything right now. And as you can see, if you can see, there's peppers down there. I picked a hell of a time to do this. The shadows casting. Anyway, those are Carmen peppers. Tomatoes doing great. Next year I want to re-level the pallets that I have down there, because the water's kind of, they're not level. They're somewhat level. They're just not level enough for my liking. Corn is tasseling, as you can see, and silks are forming. Have fun inside the corn there. See? So, hopefully, I looked online. This is honey and cream corn, and they say it grows to be about 7 feet tall. These are not 7 feet tall yet, but they're close. They're probably about 6 feet tall. They look higher because they're in raised beds, right? So that's corn. It's all looking lovely. Laurentian sweet rutabagas looking great. Some of them anyway, some of them are a little small. Next year maybe do 2 beds of this. Cabbages, you can see in there, there's cabbage. They're doing all right. I kept the netting over them, keep the cabbage moths out. More onions, doing amazing. Garlic, still almost ready to harvest. There's a scape there. Let's cut that scape off. Where'd that come from? My knife is very dull. There's garlic scape. Carrots, doing great. Cherry Falls tomatoes, starting to ripen. Onions, doing amazing. Purple little tomatoes. These tomatoes are really cool. They are the Indigo Rose, and I will try to grow them again next year. I mean, depending on taste. If they taste like crap, I haven't tasted them yet. Can't really tell when they're ripe. Anyway, those are the Indigo Rose. These are the Prudent Purple. These are supposed to be a purple tomato as well. As you see, these ones start off green. Trying not to cause too much shadow. The Roma tomatoes are doing great. None of the tomatoes is split yet. Last year I had a problem with splitting, and I believe putting these trays under and keeping water to them is helping provide a constant supply of water so as to avoid splitting. We will see, but so far no splitting. Another disappointing bed of peppers. I don't know why I call them beds of peppers, pepper plants, but there's no peppers in there. Savory, basil. I haven't harvested any of the basil, it's just here to look good. Dill, doing great. Cherry Falls tomatoes. Beets coming along. Planted them late. Cucumbers are almost going to start cucumbering here soon. Any cucumbers in there? See anything in there? How about in here? The animal panel with the squash growing over top. This is spaghetti squash, and there are more than enough. I don't even know why people buy spaghetti squash if you can get this many off of a single plant. Of course, they're all not ready to harvest yet. None of them are. But let's look at one right here. There's one right there. There's about 6 up there. I'm gonna have to climb to get that one. The Canada crookneck squash have not produced anything yet. The pumpkins are starting. There's a few here. Hopefully I'll have enough time. I just put a little piece of cardboard under them to keep them from getting damaged on the rocks. I bought gnomes to guard the pumpkins. It still doesn't stop me from stepping on the vines, but it's supposed to. Anyway, here's another pumpkin. That's what it looks like. Next year I'm going to put 2 more bins down here, one against that fence, one against that fence. We'll see how this pumpkin plant does here, but I might put pumpkins in the bags and just space them out and use the bins for other things, because right now the vines have to spill out over the bins and then crawl along the ground, whereas In the bags, they have, you know, less of a distance to spill over, you know. Anyway, that's the Zone 3A container garden in an industrial area, July 23rd.